Today on Inside the Majors, we run through all the championship standings in all regions ahead of the final round at Suzuka in just over a week's time. Who's won, who's still in contention, and what results will tip the balance in someone's favour will all be scrutinised. We'll also catch up with our latest 100 Race Club member, Dan Stevens, the first driver to reach that mark, having competed predominantly in the international region. And so after this message, I'll roll into that interview from a few days ago. Thanks for joining me today. Hi all. Just before we get into the podcast proper, I wanted to share news that Major Series and MEC supporter Sudspeed have started their Black Friday deals early this year. Head on over to sudspeed.com and get 25% off store-wide on their range of sim racing gloves, shirts and socks. Plus, using the code MAJORS will get you an extra 10% on top of that already discounted price. So there's really never been a better time to get your hands into the market-leading sim racing gloves you deserve. With a range of designs sure to appeal to everybody and worldwide shipping at a very low cost, these gloves are a no-brainer for anyone in the sim racing community. So, sudspeed.com, 25% off, and use the checkout code MAJORS for a further 10% discount as well. Sudspeed, gloves for sim racers by sim racers. Okay, let's get on with the podcast. With me now, I have the 17th driver in Major Series history that has racked up 100 series races. And as it turns out, it's the first that has spent essentially all of their time in the international region. Dan Stevens started Major Series in 2018 and has basically not missed a race since, and has racked up 4 Legends Championships during that time with us. Dan, congratulations on making 100 races, and welcome to Inside the Majors.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
I've said in the last couple of podcasts where we've spoken with people that have made 100 races that participation is one of the core values of the Major Series. And like I said in the intro there, you've basically not missed a race ever since you started. But can you remember what brought you to the Major Series in the first place?
It was funny, actually. It's like, I think it was Jonathan Ben, one of the teammates. He actually was doing the series and just he told me about this new series that he started. So I watched him. Well, actually, I was spotting for him for that first race that he did. And I thought to myself, this is bloody awesome. So pretty much from that day onwards, I joined up and did every race from then on. So I pretty much missed the first race of 2018 and then did every race from then on.
And once you'd heard about the series, what was the attraction to get in?
Oh, the variety, mate. Like it's everything's different, like a different track, a different car all the time. Like I've got all the content in iRacing, and I would not have used half the cars and tracks if it wasn't for the Major Series.
For sure. Now, winning in the Major Series is not, and I don't mean to bring this up in a negative way, 100 races, won. Would you like to reminisce a little bit about what was probably your day in the Major Series?
That one and only win that I got, that was a monkey on the old back, that one was, mate. It was the California 500, and I think it was 2020. It was the final race of the series when the big controversial with Cam, and I think it was Eric. When they went below the line to cross over for the championship. But yeah, it was pretty much, I was halfway through the race. I was 1 lap or 2 laps down, and I was on my lid, upside down, and pretty much drove myself back to the front again. Did it the hard way by racing the leaders, and ended up winning it with my teammate Gavin Barber behind me coming P2.
You mentioned teammate Gavin there. Middle finger racing. There's a few of us that were a bit disappointed this year with 2 teams that it wasn't left middle finger and right middle finger. But can you tell us about how that team got started or how you joined with middle finger?
Yeah, I actually did think about doing it, but I thought that the name would be a bit too long. Middle finger racing, I actually started back in the Forza days. Yeah, Forza Motorsport days from one of the other teammates, which was Wayne Pangeli and Colin Bruns. They were the originals, and then they came over to the iRacing side of things. And myself and a few of the other guys were racing in another sim, R Factor, and we decided to come over to iRacing. And it was a different league that we were in, and it was called racingleagues.com, and we pretty much like joined forces there. And when we left R Factor, when we left that league, we actually ended up coming to iRacing and thinking of a name that we could use. And Colin just said, why don't we just use our old Forza racing one, which was Middle Finger Racing. And we thought that's actually bloody legend. And because, it's people were thought, like well, it's fit, tongue in cheek, and also not really a sim or a sim team name that you'd normally hear on a broadcast or anything like that. So we thought, and what it was also to do with like giving the middle finger to cancer. That was part of our motto as well, because a few of us have lost people with it from cancer and stuff like that. So we're pretty much giving the finger to cancer, and that's how the old middle finger racing came around.
Was before my time, but obviously cancer touched theories with John King, losing him just prior to my joining the series. And the more that I've heard about John, the more that I lament the fact that I never got a chance to meet him or race with him. So you would have had a chance to share the track with him once you.
Oh, mate, yep. The Northcliffe, mate, me and him were in the key battle it out big time. We used to race each other all the time on track. Like we were pretty close. Like I think he was the one that was winning the Legends Championship before I came along, and then I came along and pretty much stopped away from him a few times. The guy was a legend. Yeah, I must be racing on track with him. You know, that name's going to live on for a very long time.
What would you say your specialty is when it comes to sim racing? Your road, oval, dirt. What sort of takes your fancy?
I'll be 50-50 on road and oval. I do a little bit of dirt, and not much. I'm no slouch at it, but I don't do much of it. I would say that the main car that I drive is one of the old legacy cars. It's the 2014 the V8 supercars. I spend most of my time in that car.
Your 100th race being in the supercar at Bathurst, you certainly showed a lot of speed, not just in race in the international region, but also in the European region, running at the front for quite a lot of that race. Take us a little bit through the couple of races you had on the weekend, both the 100 and the 101st race.
Funnily enough, that was actually probably the first time I jumped into that car would have been when it first got released, which is how long ago now, a while ago. And I probably did 10 or so laps at Bathurst in it. And then I had put that car aside. I hadn't jumped into it at all because I liked the 2014 car a lot more. And then come this race was the only time I jumped back into it and absolutely loved it. I think it's compared to the 2014 car. Yeah, they're totally different cars to drive, but that would be my second choice in the V8s. Had fun in an international race. There were some quick guys in there, especially Griffin Gardner. In the Euro race, I was battling there for a while with you as well, until I had my fuel numbers were a bit wrong, and same with the Americas race. It's good fun.
Have you ever done any racing in the real world?
I have, but that's like back in the 80s. I did a bit of dirt racing, oval racing at Waikaraka Park, which is just like probably 10, 15 minutes away from where I live. It was my dad's car. It was in minis, they just had the mini class, and I crewed for him for a while as a kid, just like washing the mud off when he comes back after the track. And then as the years went on, he asked me if I wanted to jump in and take it for a spin, and then I probably did like half a season while he wasn't well, and then that was about it. So half a season of dirt racing in a mini.
Are there any more major tracks around you as well that give you a chance to go and see world racing now as a fan?
Well, Pukekohe Park was the one around here. There's in Pukekohe, obviously, but not anymore. It's been closed down. The only other one close to me, which is about just under an hour away from me, is Hampton Downs. Then you probably got the Taupo, will be the next one after that.
Just bringing it back to the series itself, what are your thoughts going to the last round, the Super Formula at Suzuka? Is that a combination that you think will suit your driving style? A little bit scared by them? What's your thoughts on that?
In the past, the Formula cars that we've driven for the final round have been my nemesis round all the time. I don't do a lot of open wheel racing apart from the IndyCar. I was quite happy to see that it wasn't going to be the W13 or the W12 car, that it was actually going to be the Super Formula. Had it going it the other day and actually quite liked it. I was quite impressed in how fast it can go. I only just got the Legends lead from Robert from the last round. I think they got split by 8 points, so I'm not too sure how he is on that car, but I'm feeling quite confident in it.
What does that do to your thoughts going into a race? Do you end up just focusing purely on that person, or do you look inwardly at yourself and just kind of focus on doing the best job you can?
Well, I haven't focused on winning a race or winning the championship the whole season, because there are guys in the international region who are way quicker than me, who like Thomas Hinds and Ewan, and Robert, they're way quicker than me. So I didn't concentrate on winning the championship at all. I just concentrated on getting another legend. So pretty much Robert has been my target every single race. If I finished in front of Robert, I was happy. And it's going to be the same mindset going into this race, like just going to finish in front of Robert.
Good. Well, good at going into the last round, although I can't wish you too much good luck given that Rob's my teammate, but still.
Yeah. No,
I hope it goes well for you, that it's the right person wins on the day.
Yeah. No, it's all good. I full credit to Rob if he pulls it off.
With all your experience in the majors over the years, what would be a couple of things that you think the major series could do that would enhance the experience for you?
Not better for me, but I would like to see dirt come back. I know people don't like the dirt rounds at all because they're hard, but I'm just thinking, like the Crandon round that we had with the trucks, that was an awesome round. That was an easy dirt round to drive. Anybody can do that. So if we brought another dirt round back and put that into it, like the trucks at Crandon or whatever, I'd like to see that come back again. That's pretty much it. Mike does an awesome job in organising the calendar and the variety of cars each year. I've got no complaints about that. One other thing would be no fast repair. I'm keen on no fast repairs.
Just before I let you go, Dan, are there any other things that you do outside of the majors that might be of interest to people?
V8 Scops. I run in that league as in the support category, driving the 2014 car pretty much. I like that league. So I've been running in that league for like the last 4 or 5 years as well. Like same with Mike, like Mike, Jay, and Dan Yeaman, and that they run a bloody good league over there. It's always inviting to come back all the time. Jay's an awesome bloody broadcaster. The way he does, he's been doing that for a few years now. And the other one is Aussie Car with Ira. I run in that league as well. Just he does quirky little series like we at the moment we're doing skip barbers and stuff for a series, and last season we did Formula V's.
V8 Scops, for anyone that's interested, is definitely a very well-run league. Not the greatest time zone for people outside Australia, New Zealand, for when the races are actually held, but it's certainly run in a very professional manner. And as somebody that runs the MEC, I've actually taken a lot of leads from the way that series is run and the way that I've set up the MEC. So it is a great series if anybody wanted to look into getting involved in that sort of stuff. It's not always supercars either. There are some other categories that they offer as part of their suite of races. Dan, you're one of the good guys in the major series, certainly somebody that I've had the pleasure of racing in and around. We seem to find ourselves on track together quite a lot for the last couple of years. Long may it continue. Congratulations on making the 100 races. And thanks for coming on for a chat today on Inside the Majors.
Thanks a lot, Garren. Thanks for having me, mate. And we'll see you on track again.
Hey, you know that guy who just before the green flag keys up his mic and asks, "Anybody got a setup?" Well, this is him. This is Adam, and hey, Adam needs some help. On the other hand, this guy over here, this is Steve. Steve is a solid racer and he knows his way around the garage. Steve's problem is time. With a job and a family, he can't find enough time to build competitive setups and to race as often as he likes. But as luck would have it, Steve knows a secret. He lets the Majors Garage crew chiefs do the setup work so he can focus on the racing. At majorsgarage.com, Steve can get setups for over 60 cars on the iRacing service. So no matter what series he wants to jump into, he is covered. Somebody, anybody, really should tell Adam. See you at the garage.
As we head into the final week of the series, there are still a lot of things to keep a close eye on as we find our champions for 2025. Pro, Silver, Bronze, Legends and Team Championships in all three regions mean there are a lot of permutations and standings to analyse, but stick with me and we will crunch all the numbers. So, as we usually do, we'll go chronologically of when the races are run and start with International. In the overall, or Pro division, Ewan Baker has the title wrapped up. It's still a good four-way battle for the minor placings between Robert Northway, Justin Morton and Thomas Hinds. In the Silver division, Robert Deloach looks pretty certain to take the title, with teammate Jason Lottridge the only one who could pinch it away, though he would need to win the final race. And no offence, Jason, I'm not sure I'd be putting any money on that one this time around. In the Bronze division, Phil Otto will need to outscore Roger Shank by 124 points to deny him the win, So step one, Phil, finish in at least the top 50 and then cross your fingers from there. Finally, for the individual championships, the Legends division in International is going to be a great battle. As we heard a little bit about in the interview before, Dan Stevens leads Rob Deloach by just 8 points, so it won't need many positions for Rob to overturn that lead in the final results. In the Pro Teams Championship, Kiwi Sim Racing Speed Nation have won the title. In theory, if no one from KSR was to show up and Fusion Gold finished 1, 2, 3, they would finish equal on points, though the many wins from Baker and his teammates this year would see them win on countback anyway. So not even a conveniently timed national internet outage in New Zealand can stop them from taking the win. So well done, KSR. And rounding out the International Championship rundown, Fusion Silver International have won the Sportsman Team Championship as well. So well done to them. Okay, moving to the European region now. And just like International, we already have a champion in the overall driver standings, with Trevor Vavrovsky taking the title at the last event. There is, however, only 3 points separating Daniel Thomas and myself, somehow, in the fight for second place, making it first across the line, assuming both finish in the top 10, to take second place for the year. In the silver class, 4 drivers remain a chance for the title. Sebastian Jackson, 37 points in front of Hackenschott, and then Gary Thomas, 49 points back, means that Hacken, to stand a chance, would need to finish at least 10th to overcome Seb's drop round score and the gap in the standings as well. For Gary, the same scenario, but a top 7 is needed for him to be in contention for the silver title. Michael Hogg is also mathematically a chance, but would need a podium and dramas to befall all the other 3 to come from the clouds and take it away for that win. In the bronze class, Joshua Hampton has had it sewn up for a number of rounds already, so well done, Josh, on taking the bronze division. The Legend division will see David Baker and Wayne Hutchison sorted out between the pair of them. A 36-point gap in David's favour could be hard to beat, especially with a strong drop score in his pocket. But with a top 4 finish, Wayne would have a shot at stealing that one away. In the Teams Championships, Fusion Gold have a nearly 300-point lead, and so just need 3 drivers to make it to halfway to seal that win for them over Dogbear. And in the Sportsman Championship, Fusion Silver were, to be frank, the only team that was ever going to win that title and had it stitched up several races ago, so well done to them. And so to the final region, the Americas. Now, without doubt, this is the region with the most exciting battles to play out across several of the championships. In the overall Drivers' Championship, Nathan Dowd, who has been the championship leader the entire season, has only a 10-point gap to Christian Challoner. Now, that means if both finish in the top 3, it is the first past the flag will be the champion. Regardless, however, of what Nathan does, Christian must finish on the podium to overtake Nathan, given that his drop score is equal to a 5th place finish, which I have to say is remarkable to have such a strong score as a drop round after so many races. So I, for one, cannot wait to watch how that race unfolds. It's going to be a cracker. In the silver class, Chris Willard holds a very healthy 70-point lead over Sebastian Jackson. However, Chris doesn't have a scoring drop round, whereas Sebastian does. And so any major drama, if it were to occur for Chris, such as missing top split or a first lap incident, there is indeed a realistic chance for Seb to overhaul that margin with a strong result himself. Mathematically, Shane Vickery, Bryce Roberts, Andy Banfield and Daniel Johnson could also take the title, but would need plenty of luck and their best day in the major series ever to make that a reality. But hey, never say never, right? So they are still in contention. In the bronze division, Don Dolson has a 39-point lead on Joshua Mertz, which, whilst a fair number of points, just like the silver class, is not without a chance in plenty of realistic scenarios that could play out of being overturned. So good luck to both Don and Joshua in that one. In the Legends division, Brian Bennett has a huge lead of 175 points over Ray Partridge, so Ray would need to finish top 8 and have a pretty dire result from Brian to get on top of the standings there. Same can be said for Wayne Hutchison, who would need a top 4 result overall to be a chance in the Legends division. So it's looking very good for Brian, but it does still need to actually be finalised. Now, to the Teams Championship, and this is where it gets super tasty. Giga Racing Team, which is Christian Challoner's team, and Sector 5 Racing, Nathan Dowd's team, the 2 championship protagonists for the drivers, are separated by just a single point. 1 point. That is going to mean some pretty wild and ever-changing calculations as the race goes on for the teams to keep track of to know who is actually in front at any given time. And with no drop round considerations for the team standings, it is all on the line in this one race. For the sportsman teams, Fusion Silver America have taken that title already with just enough of a margin that they cannot be overtaken. So if I've got that correctly, I think Fusion have won all sportsman team championships across all the regions. So well done to that team. Okay, that's a lot of numbers, names, and scenarios, but there's plenty to keep everybody interested from a championship perspective this coming race weekend. Top Split in all regions will be broadcast, so be sure to tune in to see the action and the drama of all the championship battles. Now, the next time you'll hear from me on Inside the Majors, it will be a special edition episode where we will release the 2026 Major Series and MEC calendars. One of the most anticipated reveals of the iRacing year. Be sure to tune in either here in audio form or via the Major Series YouTube channel to catch the car track combinations we will be running in 2026 and the changes to the series that we will be making for the upcoming year. Look, I cannot wait to share the calendar with you next time. Congratulations to everybody that's had success this year. For those that have had podium results, it won't be that long before the coins start arriving. And before you know it, we'll be rolling around for the next season in 2026 in January. So we'll catch up with you for that special edition next time on Inside the Majors.